A very good afternoon to everyone. I, Christina, first year student of DME Media School, welcome you all to the Vibrant India series, episode 43. I also welcome all our viewers who are watching us live on Facebook. Vibrant India series is an initiative of DME Media School for celebrating 75 years of India's independence. This series will be a year-long exercise. As a part of the series, we invite inspiring personalities for online talk, interview, and interactions with our students. The invited personalities for this series are from all walks of the life and from all parts of the country. And today, a special guest is Ms. Saloni Sucheti, founder of Bansuli, featured on Forbes 30 Under 30 Asia 2021. We welcome you, ma'am. I would like to take a moment and introduce Delhi Metropolitan Education to our viewers. Delhi Metropolitan Education is an A-grade premier education institute affiliated to Guru Gobind Singh Indraprasth University, New Delhi, and approved by the Bar Council of India. The institute offers BBA, BLLB, BBA LLB, and BA JMC program. DME believes in imparting world-class education to its students while training them to develop and enhance their skills. This education and training enables them in taking up challenges of the industry and creating a space for themselves with their competence and vigor. DME Media School is one of the most promising media institutes in the country. It offers BA in journalism and mass communication. It is recognized as a school focused on the growth of its faculty and students through academic and co-curricular activities. Major flagship events and initiatives of the school include BG Verghese Lecture Series, Peer-to-Peer FTP, International Film Festival SIFI, International Conference ICANN, and Ritika, Convention of Media Students. And newly added in the list is VIS, Vibrant India series. It is a privilege to introduce to you the personality of episode 43 of the VIS. I would like to introduce Sajal, student of BAJMC first year, to introduce our guest for the day.
Saloni is a lawyer turned social entrepreneur. She did her graduation from Delhi University and LLB from Banaras Hindu University. After working for a law firm in Delhi for more than a year, she joined SPI Youth for India Fellowship, where she spent 13 months in the rural areas of Dangs, Gujarat. She started Bansuli as a project during her fellowship. Bansuli, Bamboo Artisan Socio-Economic Upliftment Initiative, is also an acronym of two words. Bans means bamboo and Hansoli, a jewelry pattern. So Bansoli is a jewelry made from bamboo, is a social enterprise which economically empowers the group of tribal artisans making handcrafted contemporary bamboo jewelry, rakhis, home decor, impact gifting, and utility products in district of Dangs, Gujarat. Dang is one of the economically district out of 640 districts in India. Ms. Saloni has won 3 MCII Young Innovator Challenge Award under Rural category in 2018 and Best Startup Award under Sustainable Livelihood category by Ministry of Rural Development and NIRD Hyderabad in 2019. She also featured on Forbes 30 Under 30 Asia 2021. Her desire and aspiration to do something for the community at large has given her the courage to break the stereotype rules and even change in her field of career. I now request the technical team to show some glimpses from her life.
Thank you, ma'am, for joining us today. It is indeed an honor to host you. I now request Dr. Sushmita Bala, Head DME Media School, to welcome the guest.
Thank you, Christina. Welcome everybody in 43 episode of Vibrant India series. We launched this digital program on August 9 in 2021 on the anniversary of Quit Win India movement. This is an initiative of DME Media School Delhi Metropolitan Education. Vibrant India series is an online series to get inspiration from distinguished personalities. This program has been conceptualized and created by Professor Ambrish Saxena. Vibrant India series is a tribute to all those people who have made supreme sacrifices for the independence of our motherland. India will be completing 75 years of independence this year. We started celebrations last year only. This program, VIS, has been launched as a part of these celebrations. 8 personalities from the Defense Forces have participated in VIS. These personalities belong to the Indian Army, Air Force, and BSF. These include Lieutenant General Sanjay Kulkarni, Lieutenant General Vinod Bhatia, Dr. P.K. Saxena, Professor Colonel R.K. Dargan, Captain Dhamveer Singh, Group Captain Ashok K. Chodia, Mr. Virendra Kumar Gaur from BSF, and Squadron Leader Prerna Chaturvedi. 5 personalities from the education sector comprising education planning, teaching, and research have participated in VIS. These include Professor Ujjwal Chaudhary, Dr. Nakul Parashar, Dr. Saurabh Ghosh, Dr. Dev Aikat, and Dr. Gurmeet Singh. 4 personalities from the journalism, broadcasting, and entertainment sector have joined the VIS. 2 senior journalists, Mr. Rajesh Badal and Mr. Shambhuna Shukla, have graced this program, while Mr. Sanjay Banerjee belongs to the broadcasting industry as commentator. Dr. Ashish Kulkarni represents the entertainment and animation industry. 7 personalities from the social sector have participated in VIS. These include Dr. Monisha Behel, Dr. Mridula Tandon, Dr. Mridula Seth, Ms. Tripti S. Shingal, Mr. Vibha Lakhera, Mr. Bhavdin Kandhari, and Padma Shri Jitendra Singh Chanti. 4 personalities belong to art, theatre, and literature. These include Dr. Sachidanand Joshi, Mr. Arvind Gaur, Mr. Lakshmi Shankar Bajpayee, and Mr. Aditya Arya. These in VIS, 3 police officers have also participated in VIS. These include 2 former IPS officers, Mr. Amod Kant, who is known for his distinguished social service for children through his NGO Prayas, and Mr. Vibhuti Narayan Rai, who has also been a Vice Chancellor and an eminent writer. Mr. Rajan Singh, former ACP of Delhi Police and celebrated cop, has also featured in VIS. From the field of law and human rights, Professor Manoj Kumar Sinha, Ms. Jyotika Kalra have praised VIS. 2 senior IS officers have also praised the VIS. These include Mr. Ashok Pradhan, Mr. Bimal Julka, and Mr. D.J. Narayan, who has a unique blend of bureaucracy, art, and music. From the other field, Mr. S.P. Raval, Mr. Augustine Valet, Sufi Sayyid Azmal Nizami, Mr. Balendu Sharma Dadhiji also participated in VIS. 10 women have participated in VIS. I have already mentioned about 6 women working in the social sector, 1 in the Air Force and 1 in human rights. I also want to make mention of Miss Indrani Singh, a pilot, and Miss Palvi Fauzdar, an adventure motorcyclist. So today in episode 43, We have with us a young, inspiring personality with us, Miss Saloni Sucheti, who is a role model for those young people who want to be entrepreneur and at the same time want to serve the society. So welcome Saloni Sucheti in Vibrant India series. Welcome you all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for listing out the galaxy of experts we have hosted till now in VIS. I now request Dr. Ambrish Saxena, Dean DME Media School and originator and ideator of VIS, to take the program forward.
Thank you. As it has already been told as to what this program is about, we started this program last year because a lot of celebrations were happening on the occasion of the 75 years of India's independence. But we thought that we should do something different. And since this is an educational institution, and the greatest challenge before us all educator is how to get the students involved in all such kind of activities wherein they can get some motivation to do something good in their career and in their life. So that is how this whole program was devised. And as we do normally in all activities, not only in this Vibrant India series in DME Media School, anything that we do, there is a strong engagement of the students. So here also, in this program also we can find that, and that is necessary. Therefore this is the learning ground for the students who are studying any subject, and particularly in journalism and mass communication, that is all the more necessary. Talking about this program, this is a program wherein the invited guest is requested to narrate his or her story, wherein there could be a lot of ups and downs, there could be some achievements, some challenges, some problems, which that personality would have confronted. But then there should be some such thing wherein the spirit or the vigor of that personality could be a learning thing for the young minds. So, and there could be some experiences narrated, some anecdotes told to the students. So that's the different kind of approach that we have followed. That will be followed by another segment wherein I will be asking certain questions based on whatever would have been told by you, Saroni. So that's this. And then in the third segment, particularly, we keep this forum open to the students, wherein they can pick up any question, whichever they want to ask to you. And that is all about this whole program. So going by this whole format, I will request Saloni to take the session forward, to take over the reign of this program and narrate her story to all these young people who are there in this session.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Amrit sir, Sushmita ma'am, DME, Sajil, Christina, and Marasi ma'am for calling me and having a wonderful session by Delhi. So as it's, thank you so much again for the lovely video that you have shown and such beautiful words you have narrated about me and other people that you have come for VIS. So, and that beautiful concept, and I think it's indeed Amrit Mahotsav, because when you celebrate the personalities of India, you actually celebrate the independence of India. So indeed, it's a wonderful idea and a wonderful concept that has been executed. And I congratulate all of you guys for doing so beautifully and excellently. So coming to my story, I think the session is about that. So coming to my story. So I think everybody is now aware with my name. My name is Saloni Sucheti, and I am basically from Rajasthan. I did my schooling. I come from a Marwadi Jain family in Rajasthan, and I did my schooling from Alwar. From the very childhood, I think my parents were very much aware that I am not that typical girl, or I wouldn't say a girl thing, but typically Marwadi person or a person who will. So there's a concept that Marwadi girls are treated in a way that they have to just do certain work and they get off married. There's a concept in Marwad or in Rajasthan So they were very much aware that Saloni is not going to do this way. She has to study. She wants to study. She wants to pursue her career and do something great in life. So they were very much aware that I'm very rebellious. I used to voice up my opinion about everything, whether it's be discrimination between me and my brother or anything about the beliefs. So the childhood went very beautifully. Then I did my graduation from Delhi University, India Crystal College, and that was the days where I learned a lot. A lot. I think everybody who is in college right now, I think this is the time when you can learn a lot of things because the teachers you get, the professors you meet, the things you study, they actually totally change your mindset and your thought process. And exactly what happened in my college. I met wonderful teachers and mentors and guides who not only shaped my mind, my thought process, but they also motivated me to do great things and not probably great things, but I would say something in my life that I can be really proud of, right? So I participate in each and everything that came into my life in college, whether it's the president of the college, whether it's the working with the National School of Drama and in one act play, whether doing debates, whether doing nukkad natak, anything was there. I was the person. I think कि मुझे ये chance वापस नहीं मिलेगा because once I am back and when my college is done, I have to be like कि हाँ मैंने दिल्ली जाके बहुत काम किया है, मैंने बहुत अच्छी तरह से पढ़ाई करी है. So you won't believe there's a thing जब हम छोटे टाउन से बड़े टाउन पे आते हैं तो आप बहुत प्रेशर लेकर आते हैं. I think it's fine with bilingual language there.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. So I come from a very small town place, Rajasthan, as I told you, Alwar. So I'm the first person in my family, a female in our family, was sent outside her home to study, and that too in Delhi. Okay. So I went to Delhi, and then मेरे ऊपर पढ़ाई के साथ में ये प्रेशर था कि मुझे फेल नहीं होना. ठीक है. ठीक है, और मुझे किसी तरीके से अपनी सारी चीजें मेंटेन करके रखनी है. I have to tell everything is going smoothly. So एक बहुत छोटा इंसिडेंट है which is very funny, but I keep on reiterating that event. जब उस टाइम पे I think it was in 2009 or 10, that time एक ट्रेंड चला था when everybody was getting their one streak red color or purple color and everything. So I also want to do that because I'm a young when I also want to do that, right? So but I had a innate pressure कि अगर मैंने वो कलर करा लिया और बाई चांस में फेल हो गई, so everybody in the society will tell कि हाँ भाई और भेजो अपनी बेटी को बाहर पढ़ने के लिए और वो करे. So I did my hair coloring. It was a very, very small and sweet incident. I did my coloring when I got the job in my hand. उससे पहले तक मैंने अपनी लाइफ में कलर कराने के लिए सोचा because I had an innate pressure कि अगर कुछ कराया और कुछ गड़बड़ हुआ, my father and my mother will be blamed for that. So this is the thing that you tend to do that. And then after my graduation, I thought of doing law, and I applied for various universities, and fortunately, I got into Banaras Hindu University. But जो अच्छा लगता है ना कि Banaras Hindu University is very nice university. Indeed, it is very nice university. But when you take a shift from Delhi University to Banaras Hindu University, is a cultural shock. ठीक है, the people are different, the professors are different. ठीक है, आपको वहाँ पे का करतबा ये सब भी सुनने को मिलेगा. So there's a cultural difference. Undoubtedly, the study went really well. So the starting 6 months of my life in Banaras Hindu University was a nightmare. I was literally depressed. I was only into my books, and indeed, I became the topper of my class because I was so much into studies. I was not talking to a single person in the class. So everybody was talking to me. Why this girl is not talking to anybody? Why this girl is always into the books and all? But मुझे एक मेरे फ्रेंड थे दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी के who was from Banaras who met me and he told me कि सलोनी जब तुम यहाँ से वापस आओगी ना तो ये जगह तुमको इतनी खास लगेगी, इतनी प्यारी लगेगी, तुम उसको भूल नहीं पाओगी. And indeed that happened. I can vouch on that. बनारस is ऐसी अच्छी जगह और कोई नहीं. I think everybody, I think आप लोगों को एक ट्रिप लेकर जानी चाहिए बनारस में. Show the people, the ghats and the culture. It's amazing. because वहां पर रहने के बाद में you feel the people are so raw and so comforting कि आपको मन करता है वहां रहने का. I used to spend my entire night like for 2 to 3 hours by seeing only the Ganges rivers, and they give it gives it वो मुझे इतनी पॉजिटिविटी दे रही थी. It used to give me so much positivity कि मुझे क्या करना है अपनी लाइफ में. वो जो भी परेशानी थी, it used to get negated by that. Now, after this all beautiful story, the life comes, that is the job. Okay, when you need to work hard, soul, and you have to put everything into your work, like taking from 7 a.m., then going to office from 9 and coming, because you're a lawyer, you don't know when you're going to come back. So I have to stay back till 12 o'clock in the offices to work for the uh, next meetings or next arbitration or next cases. So I worked for like more than a year in my office in a law firm in Delhi. And fortunately, I got it just after my law graduation. So I was dealing with electricity laws. I was into Supreme Court dealing the matters and the appellate tribunals in Delhi. So after coming from Banaras, and then I was in Delhi for a year. And then one day I had a very small fight with my boss. And I think there's a story that every startup starts with a fight with the boss. And indeed, it started with that. Okay, so I actually had a fight with my boss. She used to be a female boss, and I was having my periods of chummings that days. And I went and I came a little late to my office that day. So she was like, कि आप इतना late क्यों आए? So मैंने ma'am, I have some medical issues and that's why I'm little late. So being a female, she couldn't understand and she said, ये तो आपको हर महीने होने वाला है. This is not going to be the reason that you're coming late to your offices. I felt really dejected that day because being a female, she couldn't understand the problem of a female. Plus, you need to be comforting in that way, right? So that day, I actually felt this is not my calling. I need to look after the social development sectors. And that was actually social development thing that was always there in my mind back in my conscious or subconscious mind, where I always wanted that I wanted to work in social development sector or with women. Because when I was a child, I used to tell my dadi and my mama that हम लोगों को अलवर के आसपास की कोई लेडीज के साथ में कुछ काम करना चाहिए और उन लोगों को कुछ सिखाना चाहिए so that they can become financially independent, right? So because this time I was a child, plus there was no park. So it's a saying that जब तक आप कुछ बन नहीं जाते हो ना, जब तक आप अपने खुद के decisions नहीं ले सकते हो. So now I was a lawyer, I have my own life. Then I took my decision. I told my father, see, I am going to look for the social development sector job. So he took it as a very lightly thing. He thought he's not going to leave a lucrative job anyways, because I was earning in lakhs. Okay, so my parents were like, she is not going to anyways leave a lucrative job. So she is just bluffing around that I'm going into social development sector. So I started looking for jobs. I gave some jobs and like Goonj and everything. And suddenly there's a thing called SBI Youth for India Fellowship. I filled up the form and that was the last day. I filled up the form. I studied the matter, the fellowship about after filling up the form. And for me, it looked really decent and very beautiful for what I needed in my life. So after a few days, because I was like, yes, a reply aa jayega, I was working in my office because that time मैंने अपनी job नहीं छोड़ी थी. उसके बाद में जब एक परेशानी आती है ना, बहुत सारी परेशानियां और आती है लाइफ में. ऐसी आई थिंक हमारी इंडिपेंडेंस में भी हुआ था कि जब एक चीजें हो रही थी तो साथ में बहुत सारी और चीजें हो रही थी हमें इंडिपेंडेंस ना मिलने के लिए, राइट? सो उस टाइम पे my father asked me that Saloni, we want to get you married off. Okay, we want to get you कि अब तुम्हारी शादी होने की, now you settle down. So I was like कि अच्छा, because मैं उनको बता नहीं सकती कि मेरे दिमाग में सब कुछ चल रहा है और मैं सब जॉब छोड़ने वाली हूँ. I agreed to them. So मैंने बोला okay, I have a partner, मैं उनसे मिला देती हूँ आपको, you settle down everything. And eventually उन्होंने सगाई वगाई सबकी डेट निकाल दी. So it came to me a shocker because I was not prepared, because I was in a different zone of doing another thing. And I got a call from SBI Youth for India that you have been selected and you have to come for the interview. So I was under a pressure to go for it or to go for it. Like, मैं शादी करूँ कि SBI Youth for India fellowship करूँ, right? That. So SBI fellowship के interview के लिए गई. interview went really, really bad. I was very much sure that it is not going to happen. So I agreed for the marriage. I agreed, and then uske baad mein the date for the sagai and everything was sorted. And suddenly a call from SBI comes that you have been selected. So you have to report exactly on the date of my engagement. Okay, Manuela. Okay, it came again as a shock. So I told it to my partner. He said, no, he told that you have to go to your fellowship, attend it because this cannot wait. I can surely wait for you. So my and when I told it to my parents, they were like कि अब ये अब आगे कैसे जाना है, अब आपको फेलोशिप कहने जाता है. वो मेरे लिए बहुत एक खुशी का पल था because I was not expecting my parents to understand that moment because उनको नहीं पता था कि मेरी लाइफ में इतना सब कुछ चल रहा है, but still they agreed and still they managed to say to my in-laws that Saloni wants to pursue SBI Youth for India Fellowship and we have to postpone the wedding and engagement for 1.5 years. And we did that. So I went to the fellowship. Now the journey starts for the entrepreneurship and how it all started. So I went to Pune for my orientation, and from that place I went to dance. Okay, so as mentioned by Sajal, Dang is one of the most economically distressed districts out of 640 districts in India. 98% of the population is tribal. So when I went there, I saw the condition of the people. That was really heartbreaking, and actually my heart cried out that day. So basically what happened in Dance, there's a very hilly and beautiful area. But after monsoon, there's a water scarcity, which leads into migration of people. So because they are basically agriculture people, they do farming in agriculture, but without water, they cannot do it, right? So after monsoon, they go to Nasik, Pune, Sangli, nearby area for the work and leaving their family behind. Uh, so they live in they live in kacha houses with no sleepers on their feet, with no mattresses or bed on the floor to sleep, with no 2 meals a day, no regular source of income. Every no that you can add on prefix with any bad words, you can get that because the situation was really, really haunting and it was really bad because when I saw people were not going to school, like kids were not going to schools because they don't have money. Regular source income का तो कोई था ही नहीं because they were doing मनरेगा or some sort of work. So then I decided and then I met some people and then I thought कि यहाँ पे livelihood creation का बहुत जरूरी है काम करना. So I thought कि मैं वहाँ पे सब लोगों से मिलूंगी. I started meeting a lot of people in dance and I became friends with them. I started eating with them. So I stayed there for like around 1.5 hours, for day and night. And in after 1 month, I called a meeting. And ये मैंने पूरे गांव में बात फैला दी थी कि एक लॉयर मैडम आई है जो आपसे बात करना चाहती है. So everybody got excited कि lawyer madam आई है तो हर किसी को जाना चाहिए. And they wrote down a list of things on a paper कि हमें क्या क्या पूछना है lawyer madam से सवाल. They came along with them. So मैंने बोलना चालू किया and everybody, around 200 people came and somebody was like, अच्छा ये बहन तो यहाँ से आई है. They were not interested in what I was saying. They were interested कि बहन कैसे दिखती है, कैसे बोलती है, क्या करती है. And they got disheartened when I got to know that कि मुझे आपकी livelihood पे काम करना है because they came with the intention कि उनकी legal problem solve होंगी. So, but after the session, 5 people came to me and they were like कि बहन हम आपकी बात से बहुत वाकिफ रखते हैं और क्योंकि हम अपने बच्चों को स्कूल भेजना चाहते हैं और हमें रेगुलर सोर्स ऑफ इनकम चाहिए. हमें चाहिए कि हमारे पास में हर महीना कुछ पैसा आता जाए क्योंकि हम अपने बच्चों को अच्छी जिंदगी दे सकते हैं. तो मेरे लिए यही बहुत था. मुझे नहीं चाहिए थे कि मेरे पास में 60 लोग आके काम करेंगे और मेरे साथ में 7 लोग काम करें. मुझे चाहिए था जिन लोगों को एक्चुअली में जरूरत है, जो ये चीज समझते हैं, वो 5 लोग पहले आए, उनके साथ हम काम करें. सो 5 लोग जब आए तो उनको मैंने पूरा कॉन्सेप्ट समझाया कि हम कैसे कैसे काम करना चाहते हैं और क्यों काम करना चाहते हैं. तो डांग में एक चीज जो मैंने आपको नहीं बताई, डांग में सबसे अच्छी चीज जो है वो है बैम्बू. वहां पे बहुत ज्यादा बैम्बू का उत्पाद होता है और उसकी वजह से वहाँ पे जैसे जो लोग हैं जो हम घर में बास्केट छाछले बनाते हैं, दे आर ट्रेन एंड वेल वर्स विद दैम. सो हमारा मेरे दिमाग में यही था कि अगर हमें कुछ करना चाहिए तो लेट्स डू इट विद बैम्बू सो दैट द लोकल रिसोर्सेज आर बीइंग यूटिलाइज्ड. We are not we हम लोग carbon footprints नहीं generate कर रहे हैं. We have a reduction in carbon footprint because we are not sourcing the material from outside. We have the material from the village only. People are being trained and they know how to use the bamboo. तो हमने bamboo की jewelry बनाने का सोचा because being a woman and lover of jewelry, so मेरी inclination ज़्यादा थी and I have an idea how urban market will like it and what urban market will like it when it is being made. So bamboo jewelry is not something new in India. It's already prevalent in northeastern states of India, like Assam and Nagaland, everywhere. So we thought, why not to make a contemporary bamboo jewelry? And we proudly say that we are India's first one who introduced contemporary bamboo jewelry with semi-precious stones and German silver into it. So we started showing them the techniques कि bamboo को आप किस किस तरीके से चीजें कर सकते हो, splitting कर सकते हो, उसको जला के उसमें black color ला सकते हो. So I learned it from myself from the YouTube and then I taught them कि आप ऐसे कर सकते हो. I got the raw material like German silver जो semi precious stones है from Jaipur and Delhi and we made first lot of our products and then we did a photo shoot. उसके बाद में हमने उसका एक कैटलॉग बना के मेरे peer groups में share किया कि how you're liking it, whether you're liking it or not, whether people will buy it or not. And it was a tremendous support and लोगों का इतना ज्यादा प्यार मिला कि हमारा जो हमने 100 pieces बनाए थे within 3 days it got sold off. So we decided कि okay, if people are liking it so much, why not we do it in exhibition in a bigger market and validate our product. And that time we wrote a letter to Dastakar Delhi asking for a free stall. And by God grace, we got a free stall in Dastakar Delhi. I took three artisans with me to Delhi Dastakar and we exhibited there with around 2 lakh rupees of products. Okay, so we exhibited. The first day went really bad because people were not understanding, people were not coming to our store. The second day, the artisans got pepped up and they were like, "इस बार तो बहन हमें बेचना ही है, हम दिखा देंगे सबको." I felt so good that the artisans are having so entrepreneurship spirit in each of them that they are ready to work their heart and soul out to do anything for this project. And उसके बाद में हम लोगों ने बेचना चालू किया on Dastacard. And within a span of 12 days, we made a sales of around 1.5 lakhs. And we got a first B2B order from a 5-star resort in Madhya Pradesh called Pagdandi Safari for worth rupees 70,000 rupees. So for us, it was a very, very big boost because it was a validation which turned out to be a first B2B order and a good sale. So again, we went back to the downs and this time from 5 artisans, 5 more artisans agreed to join our team. They agreed and they were like कि बहन हम भी join करना चाहते हैं आपकी team को. And we started working on it. We did a lot of exhibitions in Bangalore, in Bombay, selling. And by when we started selling from I can say from November till August, we made of sales of around 5 lakhs that year. So it was a very good support from all of them. So the artisans were charged up. So as already mentioned, Bansuli means Bamboo Artisan Socio-Economic Upliftment Initiative, which also is a combination of 2 words, that is Bans, that is bamboo, and Hasuli is a pattern of necklace. So that's a jewelry of bamboo and plus a person who are making and why we why Bansuli started. So this entire word describes all the things. In 2019, we got registered ourselves under MSME and we've been exhibiting, we've been selling our products not only nationally but internationally also. We are exporting right now and not only the middle part of India, where you name any state of the country, we are supplying it to them, whether it be B2B or B2C, we are supplying. In COVID, it came out to be a heartbreaking thing because we were actually supplying to Gujarat government and a worth rupees 4.5 lakh rupees product were ready. And suddenly COVID hit, and the cancel our order got cancelled because the tourism industry got also hit. But again, with the God grace, within a month, all our product got sold out because we changed our model suddenly from B2B to B2C. So when we were messaging directly to our friends, to our customer that we are this and this, and all our products, like 4.5 lakh rupees of what product got sold in 1 month. That was a big thing for us, and then only we got a boost that we should do the hybrid model, whether it be B2C or B2B. We should do both, and not only jewelry. Now jewelry has become only the 1/3 part of Bansuri. Now we have Rakis. Now we have corporate gifts. Now we have utility and home decor products. And starting from 5 artisans, now we have 30 plus artisans. Starting with only one village, now we have 3 plus villages on our board who are working day and night to make the better lives. Talking about the artisans, because as you talk about the independence, and we are trying to make them financially independent, and that is why there's a consonance and resonance with the topic right now, because the artisans still now have earned rupees 15 lakh rupees. They have earned 15 lakh rupees since the inception of Bansuli, that is 2017. And many, I think 10 people have gone for 1 lakh rupees of FD. Two of them have made a pakka houses. They got furnitures like TV, bed, mattresses, and cupboards, electronics like smartphone, TV, fridge, etc. Two-wheelers. The kids are going to school. Almost 13 kids are going to the school right now after the people have joined Bansuli. And every time when they get the good result, the artisans call me and they tell me, "बहन सब आपकी वजह से हुआ है कि बच्चे जा पा रहे हैं, पढ़ पा रहे हैं." So for me, I think whether we be earning a lot or not, but when you get this sort of things from the artisans, and when you get such much of response from the people who being benefited or impacted, I think that is a reward. Money is a very monetary or materialistic thing, but what you get in return from those artisans when they share all their feelings and their respect towards you, I think that is the biggest reward in your life. And I think one should strive for that reward. And whenever I really feel proud of myself that I have done something in my life that I can vouch for some people. They have shown respect for me. So this is still now, and the smartphone has actually helped us a lot during the COVID, because when 2 years I couldn't go to the dance because there was a travel, and I've been infected thrice by COVID. So I was actually avoiding myself from going and traveling because of the COVID. We launched 3 collections just because usage of the smartphone. I used to send the designs, we used to do the video calls and everything. And that's how the entire sales for the 2 years have been happening because of the WhatsApp. So I think the technology has been taken power in dance. The financial independence has been taken power in dance. So I feel really good and privileged that the people of dance are actually celebrating 75th year of independence.
Thank you, Saloni, for narrating such a captivating story. But since I've been a journalist, one very penetrating question is coming to my mind. You started this whole journey for doing something for the development of the society. So it was a social development project that you started. And to the extent that since the farmers are benefited, the artisans are benefited, and their economic status has elevated. So to that extent, that appears the right kind of thing that you have done. But today, when you look back, whatever you have done as part of this whole social development endeavor, today, do you feel it remains a social development endeavor, or it has turned into a commercial enterprise?
So I would never call it an enterprise, a social enterprise. Okay. So because I always started with the term it's actually a social enterprise, because it's a profit-making enterprise from the day one. And then enterprise, social enterprise defines into an enterprise which actually solving a social problem or a social cause, right? So we are through this enterprise, we are creating livelihood, which is indirectly or directly solving their problems of migration, where they have no regular source of money, and they are going to different places. So undoubtedly, it is still now and it will be forever, because my vision is not just to create money and monetary wealth in dance, but a holistic development in dance. So my next project is actually to start or opening up a crèche in the village, where the women artisans who are working with us can actually send their kids or their small kids to the crèche, so that they can also develop there, they can also grow there. Plus, the women who are working with us be dedicated and focused towards the work. They are not being hindered by the kids. So, and this is just a very small thing that we are going to start soon, the crèche thing. The second thing that we are starting is the library and education facilities and dance. So that is what I'm trying to say, that we are not only into money making or monetary independence, we are into the holistic development of the village and the district of dance.
Okay. So, I mean, at the moment you are working in the dying village, but in future, would you like to continue with this thing, or you can also venture into something new, or in this area only you can expand to more such districts in Gujarat alone or some other enterprise? What all is there in the store as a next step to this?
Yes. So as I mentioned, I started with one district in dance, and now we have covered three districts. So the idea is to first develop the entire region of dance, and again we started with jewelry first, and now we have extended up to 3-4 ranges in our product catalog. So the product catalog will be ranging from any other product that can be available and that can be benefited to the market. So we are in process of making many products, and so idea is to first develop the entire dam region, and we are always open and we'll always look to the opportunities where can we work with the different artisans or villages or district where such need is there. Because see, the problem is everybody wants to work with artisans and everybody wants to create livelihood, but the problem is whether that people really needs that. Because everybody is, now and then you listen, we are working with artisans, we are working in creating livelihood, but until unless they are not in a need of that, until and unless there is actually a sheer need where people really wants that. Because and see, seeing from a very upper glance, you can't just get an idea whether the person needs that. Constantly, that's why I say they are in need. So for me, again, any need or any opportunity of such comes up, I will always take up my things to work with them.
So, since you have contributed towards the economic development of the people and in so many districts in Gujarat, so does it include the education, the health, and all such areas? You also devote some of your energy, some of your money in taking care of these aspects of life also in the districts where you are working?
So coming to that point, I've actually not started on a very ground reality, or you will say on the reality, but it's on the paper. As I mentioned, because we have just started with the monetary making, and it's a very important thing, because जब तक है ना लोगों को पैसा आता हुआ नहीं दिखता ना, वो बाकी सब चीजों को इतनी इम्पोर्टेंस नहीं देता है. First, they always prefer कि हाँ उनके पास पैसा आ रहा है, then only they will try to understand the different possibilities of development. Then they will understand कि हाँ हॉस्पिटल भी, हेल्थ भी होनी चाहिए, एजुकेशन भी होनी चाहिए. उससे पहले अगर उनके पास में डेली 2 मील के पैसे नहीं है, they won't be interested in every other thing. But what I have done from my initial days since the fellowship in 2017 till today, I keep on talking to them about the health and education. That's why I told that uh, now the kids are going to school, like 13 kids from our group who are working with Basuli are now going to school, and everybody who is getting their results and everything. The artisans keep on calling me about the status of the kids' education and everything. But talking about the health, I keep on saying because generally right now women are working with me. Majorly is women. So I keep on telling about the menstrual thing, how to maintain and hygiene, how to use those things. There's a shift. There's a obviously a development in the health sector also, not a total or toto, but was yeah, there's a shift, but everything is on paper. But if you talk about the reality that has to be implemented, yet we haven't started yet, but we are in the process.
Okay, Saloni, so we are moving to the last segment of the program wherein the students will be asking you questions. Deepanshi Pant.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am. I'm Dipanshi, a first year student. My question is, in places where a natural resource like bamboo is not available, taking the example of a place like Delhi, what natural material can be used to produce such jewelries and empower people?
Okay. See, I think we are in a world, or we are in a place where I think everything is useful and everything can be recycled. So if you talk about in Delhi, where there's hard to find any good air, so it's very hard to find a good natural resource there. But one product that you can easily find, that is paper. So I have a one friend who is recycling the paper, and she is making bag, laptop stands, laptop sleeves, and home decor items. So that's what I'm saying. You just have to vouch for the things that you can use. You don't have to stick to the natural product or any product. You can. There's one organization called E43 who are into plastic waste of like new of your milk packets. They actually split the milk packets and weave them and make into a beautiful products. So you just have to have an idea of concept of actually eradicating the pollution element or the polluting element that is available in the area. Because see, if you talk about Delhi में आपको बहुत मुश्किल से कोई चीजें ऐसे एलिमेंट मिल पाती हैं जब आप कोई काम करते हो नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज के लिए आपको बैम्बू बहुत मुश्किल से मिलेगा because it is not a forest area, right? So you have to vouch for those products or those things जिससे आप वहाँ की प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर सको because हम हमेशा entrepreneurs we never find a solution. We first find a problem, उसके बाद हम solution ढूंढते हैं. तो दिल्ली की problem है basically pollution. तो आप वहाँ का pollution की अगर आपको problem है तो उसके बाद आपके धीरे-धीरे सब solutions आ जाएंगे.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so moving on, Simran, you want to ask a question?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am. I have a question. Like आपको DU level पे like एक exposure मिला like graduation जब आपने करी उसके बाद भी and so like if a student as like me first level पे जो है like first year पे तो उसके लिए आप क्या advice करना चाहेंगे if I want to start any kind of business as an entrepreneur?
Okay, so hi. So पहली चीज मैं बोलूँगी कि entrepreneurs आप कभी भी बन सकते हो. You don't have to be क्या first year में और second year में school में हो. But I would first say try to get as much experience and knowledge from the outside world, right? Go out, learn from other people. आप लोगों से मिलो, समझो. It's because आप कोई अगर step लेते हो by chance वो कुछ गलत निकलता है, आप उस चीज को लेकर regret करोगे because of your tender age. ठीक है, बिकॉज आपने मेंशन किया फर्स्ट ईयर में आके बच्चे बहुत जल्दी है ना उदास हो जाएंगे कि यार हमारा हमने स्टार्ट किया और नहीं किया. तो इट्स बेटर यू स्टार्ट मीटिंग पीपल, सीइंग अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स कि आप क्या क्या कर सकते हो, व्हाट यू कैन लर्न एंड एक्सपीरियंस. And obviously, whatever you feel you are good at, or whatever there's a problem that you want to solve, right? You can always start a startup. That's not a problem. I started my startup with zero money. I got a funding from NGO of 80,000 rupees, and that I have turned into 3.3 crores rupees worth company. Right?
Okay, so moving
Okay,
on.
ma'am. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Soumya Gupta, ask your question.
Good afternoon, ma'am. My name
Good
is
afternoon.
Soumya, a first year. Ma'am, my question is, we always read that there's a lot of digital divide in the rural area. Still, you said that you have used the technology for your work. Can you explain how you manage all this?
So टेक्नोलॉजी की तो बहुत ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम है अनडाउटेडली. और हमने उसको लेकर बहुत सफर किया है. So, but the thing is that eventually जब चीजें होने लगी, जब वहाँ पे कुछ नेटवर्क आने लगा, because there were no smartphone earlier, but because of working with Bansuri, the artisans got smartphone, and एक time पे हुआ करता था. Now the connection has become little good. So एक टाइम पे होता था कि माउंटेन के एक पॉइंट पे जाके कनेक्शन आता था, और मैं उनको उससे पहले मैं उन्हें फोन कर देती थी कि मैंने व्हाट्सएप को आपको इमेजेस भेजी है. सो वो उस टॉप पे जाते थे, वहां पे इंटरनेट आता था, वो पिक्चर्स सारी डाउनलोड करते थे, फिर वहां से मुझे फोन करते थे कि हाँ बहन हमें सारी पिक्चर्स मिल गई है. सो टेक्नोलॉजी वाज अ प्रॉब्लम एट द वेरी इनिशियल डेज, but now because I think there's a lot of networks that are being placed in Gujarat and in Dang district, the technology has been very useful for us.
Okay, so I think these were the questions which the students wanted to ask to you, Saloni. So we are moving towards the end of this program. I would like to ask any suggestion or any such thing that you want to give beyond whatever you have told them till this time in this session. So anything that you want to say, the final thing to these students?
I think I always feel this way that you have to be your own trendsetter. You don't have to follow someone very blindly. You can always get inspiration from people, get inspired, but it doesn't mean that you want to be like them. You have your own identity and your own characteristics, and worlds away to see that characteristics, right? Because I've already seen Satya Nadella and Sundar Pichai, but they haven't seen Deepika, Yash, and Kashish. So people are waiting for them to see, right? So be your own, possess your own personality and show your colors to the world. And second thing, I think क्योंकि मैं अपने family में I'm the first generation lawyer, first generation entrepreneur, first person who went to study Delhi. So I think you have to be little rebellious whatever you want to do, because I think जब आप कुछ rebel से करते हो, I think it's not always that you have to be rebellious. अगर आपको बहुत पका पका है मिल रहा है, it's always good. But अगर आपको नहीं मिल रहा है and you want to do something in your life, be rebellious. So I think the rebel sometimes give you 50 years of independence as well. That's how we are celebrating. All our leaders were rebellious, and that's why we are living in independent world.
Yeah, so I completely agree with you, Saloni, because I also believe in the same philosophy that unless you have that rebellious attitude, you cannot do something different. You cannot make any contribution either to yourself or to society. So you have to think differently. You have to decide something which is out of the box, which nobody would have done, and any kind of challenge you should be ready to take up. That is what is required. And since the time has changed and a lot of good things have happened to the young people, I mean those who are in the age bracket of 20, 21, or 22 years, because technology is there to everybody's support. All kind of facilities and the schemes are there by the government. The government is to the help if you want to set up any new venture. So all that is there. The only thing which is required, I believe, is that you have to have the courage, you have to have the vigor, and you have to have an idea. So something new that you want to introduce, and then that capacity to take up that challenge, which Saloni has done. I mean, a lot of things come across before our eyes, but we hardly take notice that there is something wherein something can be picked up and can be taken to a newer heights. So you have to have that kind of eye. If you have that all, then definitely the world is yours. So thank you very much, Saloni, to be with us, spare so much time with our students and giving them all that inspiration, wherein I believe many students who even would not have spoken, that feeling of the enterprise would have been gone into, wherein they would also be doing something as an entrepreneur in their life. And that is all in this session. Thank you, Saloni. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, sir, for calling me and sharing. And let me share my experience with these lovely kids. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
The first impression that comes to our mind about any college: tall buildings, big classrooms, large lobby areas, thick books, IT labs, assignments, class tests, and projects, nothing besides that. Every hour, minute, second spent here help us carving and shaping our persona, cultivating innovative mindsets for the challenging world. Learning is a lifelong process. Sharing knowledge, inculcating values of life, spark the innovative horizons of mind. Fun and frolic is the nature of every nook and corner here. A daily dose of thrill we are sure to get here.